Morning everyone. You're just gonna have to bear with me for 2 seconds because the tech is having fun, even though we're not in Mercury retrograde anymore. Let's just get over here. Morning everybody. This button worked. Morning all of you. This one hasn't worked quite so well. Good morning Instagram. We're live. Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. We're live over here with you. The wonderful joys of doing a live every day. Good morning to you. Today we are taking a look at how to stop feeling alone. Now, this is such a big thing. All of the emotions are such a big thing because everything we experience in life is an emotion or comes from an emotional space or has an emotional experience attached to it. We are working on this all of the time. Now, what I want to show you today is really a simple cure for loneliness. And of course, I'm going to teach you the 5 steps of EAM, which is the energy alignment method, for those of you who have no idea what that is. But this is really, this challenge of loneliness isn't something that's just come up with what's happening with all of the things that are happening in the world right now. This feeling of being alone or feeling like we're even alone in a crowd is something that has been going on far, far, far beyond all of these things we're experiencing in our time, space, life, reality right now. The world itself has changed massively, and one of the things that has created, ironically, more disconnection and loneliness is actually the use of technology. And the irony is not lost on me that we are communicating and connecting through technology, because it's also done the complete opposite. In many ways, it has also created a lot of connection. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, this is a complete aside to what we're talking about. It is and it isn't, but please watch the film Social Dilemma on Netflix or wherever you can get hold of it. It is an amazing documentary which actually talks about the way that technology has evolved, and over the last 10 to 15 years particularly, the rate of growth at the way that technology, particularly social media platforms, have shifted us as human beings. They have changed the way that we connect. They have changed the way that we think, the way that we feel. They literally know more about us than we do about ourselves. And so many people are now creating a connection with these wonderful devices that we have in our hands and having deeper relationships with people online than they do with the person who is sat right next to them. Now, all of that is amplified, particularly this year, with everything that's happened with the lockdowns, with the isolation, with the separation, with people being away from families, with people not being able to visit loved ones, with only allowed to pick the 6 best people that you know or like the most. Just so much emotional pain and torment. And for those people who are alone or are living alone, or perhaps are single parents, or perhaps live on their own through choice, this now limitation of being able to go out and connect with people is creating mass amounts of people feeling isolated and lonely and disconnected, even deeper disconnection than we've ever had before. Now, what I want to show you today is obviously how to not feel lonely. But when you are alone, because sometimes we might be on our own, and some people weirdly might crave the loneliness or just an opportunity to be away from other people. But how do you get rid of that loneliness, and how do you become happier every single day, and that's what I want to show you today. So when we take it out of the experiences we're having right now and just take this into an energetic or a spiritual kind of conversation for a moment, the reason that we feel lonely isn't because there isn't somebody next to us. The reason that we feel lonely is always, every single time that we have disconnected from ourselves. Now, I know for some that might sound like a really spiritual kind of cliche term, but each and every one of us has more company, more connection, more presence, more acknowledgement from the relationship we have with who we are. And it is the most important relationship that we have to resolve if we really, really want to connect with somebody standing next to us, with somebody here with us in our space, not on our phones, not some videos that we're watching, that person right next to us. If we want to create true connection with them, we have to create true connection with ourselves first of all. And that is one of the things that I love the most about EAM. For those of you who are completely new to the 5 steps of EAM, which I am going to guide you through shortly, it does so much more than just help you feel better or just work on releasing emotions. You can use EAM for anything. It is absolutely a profound transformational energy healing tool, because everything we experience in our life is energy. And whether we know it or not, whether we feel it or not, whether we experience it or not, when you start putting this into practice in your life, you will see the changes in every single area. It isn't just for working on emotions or thoughts and beliefs. So what we see happen time and time again as people start to use this is they once again start to listen to the first and most important connection. That's actually one of the things that we aspire to get people reconnected to their heart. Your heart is the root, it's the soul, it's your guidance system. It has the answer to every single thing you need. And once we are connected to ourselves, once we allow ourselves to listen once again to our inner voice, the fear, the overwhelm, the insecurity, the indecisiveness, the loneliness, the disconnection, the anger, the jealousy, the blame, all of them will disappear. And actually, in the process of working through them disappearing, you will actually find your inner connection once again. This is, again, a much bigger teach. I could talk to you about this one subject for hours and hours. But part one of connecting and not feeling lonely and isolated is connecting to yourself. And once you have that, you don't need anybody else outside of you from a place of desperation or comfort or having someone there with you, because you actually, once again, have that connection. And that's really what we're all searching for. Saying all of that, human beings are absolutely community animals. We are meant to be connected to other people. We are not meant to live alone. We are not meant to live a life in isolation. We are born to live in communities. Communities and connection with others is what helps us as human beings thrive. Now, of course, we want to be in those communities which are full of love and happiness and freedom and joy and empowerment. We don't want to be in communities that are full of fear and putting one another down and separation and causing people to be apart. And we certainly don't want to be led by people who are trying to create that divide, that division, that separation, and have no awareness or acknowledgement that connection is the thing that people crave the most. And truthfully, this is one of the things that's breaking my heart with everything that's going on. It's almost like it's a complete disregard for our basic needs as a human being over so many other things. It's just been completely eliminated. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing all of these lives over the next few weeks. So, I want to lead you through this morning the 5 steps of EAM, and I'm going to guide you through releasing any feelings of loneliness or isolation, and we're going to get you reconnected back into your heart, to yourself, so that you can connect to yourself and then you have something to share with others, and it will allow you to create a much deeper connection with other people around you. So I'm going to invite you to just stand with me for a moment. I'm just going to have a super quick sip of my tea. 1 second. I'm going to invite you to stand with your feet hips width apart, and I'm going to guide you through 2 ways to work through this process. It takes much longer for me to explain it to you than it does for you to actually use it for yourself. So just close your eyes for me again. Take a nice deep breath in and out, and pop your hands down by your sides. Now there are 5 steps to the process, and I will teach you each of them as we walk through. So the first thing we're going to do, step 1, is that we ask. And step 1 is designed to help you access information that is in your subconscious, information that you wouldn't usually be aware of. So I want you to just ask yourself, do I feel or am I carrying any feelings of isolation? So do I feel isolated or do I feel lonely? Am I carrying any feelings of isolation? And I just want you to just close your eyes, and just what you might notice, which is step 2, is your body might take a movement forward, sway forwards, or it might end up moving back with a sway backwards. Take a nice deep breath in and out. So if you've got a sway forwards, that's usually a yes, and if you've got a sway backwards, that's usually a no. Don't worry if you've got a no. All you would do is just go back and maybe rephrase that question at step 1. It also doesn't matter. Step 1 and 2 are there for a slightly different reason, which is just to help us get clarity on exactly what it is we're working on. But for today, just follow along with the rest of the steps. It will help to shift whatever is there in your energy anyway. So step 3, there are 5 ways to do step 3, but I'm going to just guide you through 2 of them. So the one I usually teach people first is to just pay attention to your energy. Close your eyes for a minute, turn your awareness inside, and I want you to just think about feeling lonely or disconnected or isolated. And just notice where in your body, where in your energy are you feeling this disconnection. It might be a heaviness in your heart, it might be something in your hips, it might be something in your hara, it might be in your feet, it might be in your back, it might feel like something pushing down on you, it might feel like an emptiness. Everybody will experience it slightly differently. And if you're feeling something, then try and describe it as an object. So what size is it? Is it like the size of a tennis ball, golf ball, ping pong ball, basketball? What colour is it, if you can see or sense or just know one's there? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it still? Is it moving? So you might end up with a big black cloud in your stomach, and that's fine. We're going to use what you've discovered there in step 4. For those of you who don't feel anything, you can also use EAM to see how many repetitions or how many times you've repeated something. So, for example, you could ask, how many times have I experienced loneliness? Or how many imprints of loneliness do I have in my energy? So I just want you to close your eyes for a minute. And then we're going to use the sway again to ask, how many have I had? So have I had more than 100 experiences of loneliness? And your body might sway forward, yes. Is it more than 1,000? Yes. Is it more than 10,000? No. So you know somewhere between 1,000 and 10,000. You don't have to find them all. Just go halfway. Is it more than 5,000? No. Is it more than 2,500? No. Is it more than 1,500? Yes. So you've got a rough ballpark figure. That's all you need. You don't need to find out specifically what it is. It's just to give you a guidance so that when we do step 4 and you release it, the numbers will start to drop down again. So now you know that you've got around 1,500 or whatever number it is that you need, or whatever it is that comes up for you. And then we're going to move on to step 4. So step 4 is called You Transform, and this is where I'm going to guide you through a structured release statement that speaks to every single layer of your life, your energy, your experience, everywhere in your energy field or in your subconscious that this information might be held, so that we can let it go. And then with step 5, we're going to replace it and reprogram your energy with something new. So close your eyes for me. Make sure that your hips are nice and loose. Make sure your hands are down by your side. And you're going to repeat these words out loud after me. So, I am ready to release this, and you might have a big dark cloud or these 1,500 feelings, whatever you discovered at step 3. Feelings of loneliness or isolation. I release this all from my energy in all forms, on all planets, at all points in time. I am ready to release. I am ready to release these feelings of loneliness and disconnection. I release this big black cloud, or I release these 1,500 feelings. I release this from my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I said planets last time, and I don't know where that came from, but it was obviously needed. I am ready to release, one more time, this feeling of isolation and disconnection and loneliness. I release this dark cloud, or I release these 1,500 imprints from my energy. I release this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Okay, so the step 4 statement we always repeat 3 times. It speaks to 3 different parts of our energy field. And then usually at the end of step 4, we'll check in and ask, have I released all of this loneliness? And you might get a sway forward, yes, or you might get a sway backwards, no. So just for those of you who haven't yet shifted all of it, I'll guide you through step 4 again. So just close your eyes again. I'm going to adjust the release statement a little bit. So we're going to do some work for other people in our community and across the planet as well. I am ready to release all feelings of loneliness, isolation, and disconnection for myself, the community, anyone in my country, and everyone around the globe. I release this feeling of disconnection and isolation from our mass consciousness. I release this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to release these feelings of isolation, disconnection, loneliness from myself, my family, my loved ones, community, society, and everyone on this planet. I release this all from my energy, from mass consciousness, and release it in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. One more time. I am ready to release these feelings of isolation, loneliness, separation, disconnection from myself, from my family, loved ones, community, country, society, everyone on the planet, and our mass consciousness. I release this from my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. Nice deep breath in. Take a nice deep breath in. So hopefully now you might be feeling a shift inside you with what you discovered. And if you don't, then maybe you can go back and just repeat this again afterwards. Take a nice Deep breath in, just close your eyes, bring your awareness back inside yourself. So step 5 is where we get to reprogram. This is where we get to create a new thought, feeling, belief, pattern, experience, emotion, anything we want to. We're reprogramming our subconsciousness or our energy field and choosing to replace it with something else. So I'm going to lead you through the step 5. The best way to do step 5 is to stand if you can, or sit up tall and straight, keeping your spine aligned. Imagine there's a cord running through you, right the way through the core of your body, opening up this beautiful field or funnel, white light through the middle of you, from above your head down to your feet. Imagine your energy expanding. Imagine your physical body getting bigger as it fills your room and your home. Taking a nice deep breath in as you allow yourself to expand, and then put your hands up above your head with your palms facing up. And this will allow you to call in or receive more energy into your body's system. And repeat after me. I am ready to allow myself to experience more connection, more love, more peace, more awareness as I listen to myself and my inner voice. I open my heart to connect with my true self and with others. I allow myself to connect with who I am, to share the real me with everyone I see. I allow all of this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to allow myself to be fully connected with myself, with my heart. I allow myself to connect with others, to shine my light, to share my truth, to empower others simply through my presence, to remind others that connection is our most important value. I allow all of this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to allow myself to be fully connected to my inner voice, to know myself, to my heart, as I allow it to open and connect to others. I connect myself to this infinite web of energy that connects each and every person on the planet. And I want you to just visualize for a minute this web of light. Imagine like a spider web connecting you to everybody else, and everyone else to everybody else. As you just send this beautiful web of light around the planet, connecting each and every person. Imagine it's just connecting into their heart, and as you see them lighting up one at a time, ping, 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 like beautiful little street lights or little candles all around the world. Just consciously make sure that there's light everywhere you see. As we all hold that vision and send this out, I allow more love, light, and connection for each and every person on the planet. I allow this fully into my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. Nice deep breath in and out. Bring your arms slowly down by your sides. Whenever you feel ready to, you can just open your eyes. Everything looks really bright in here. You guys are powerful, powerful ninjas. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you who've tuned in this morning, or whether you're watching on the replay. These are still just as powerful as we continue to connect and share these far and wide. Thank you to everyone who's been sharing all of these Facebook Lives. Please remember to keep sharing this. This is the ripple effect that we want to send out to the planet. There are so many people feeling isolated and disconnected and lonely right now, and I'm pretty certain that what you've done today, as we've done this step 5 together, is going to create a massive impact for all of those people who need it. So let's send this energy out to as many places as possible. I will see you again tomorrow. Remember, we're live every morning, 10 a.m. until the 4th of December. And we're going on this emotional journey to shift the frequency, to shift the energy that everyone's feeling with everything that's happened in 2020. So thank you for being here with us, and sending you lots of love. I've got loads of little love hearts popping up all over Insta. Thank you, you guys, for being here, and thank you to everyone who's with us on Facebook and YouTube too. Keep on sharing. I'll see you in the morning. Love for now.